For me, carp fishing is more than just a hobby. It's a passion, a release, a way of escaping the hustle and stresses of everyday life and losing myself in my own little world. It's something I can completely satisfy myself with, whilst on the other hand constantly strive to be better at. It's a never-ending journey of highs and lows, accompanied by friends and family along a path that I choose to set. It takes me all over the country to some truly stunning places. And during my time angling, I've learned that size is irrelevant, and as long as the fish you catch put a smile on your face, the time and effort you've put in to catch your quarry has been worth it. I think it's time I started to share these journeys with you and give you an insight into my world and why I do it. I guess you could call it a diary. Something to look back on. A review of my time spent on the bank in video format. Welcome to the Review Journal.
If I could jump over mountains, run across the sea, would you be down with me? Would you be down with me? If I could stop rain from falling down upon your dreams, would you be down with me? Would you be down with me? If I could jump over mountains, run across the sea, would you be down with me?
Good morning guys, welcome to the Review Journal, session 6. You join me on a yearly social I do with the boys from the old syndicate. Do it every year, all of us just get together, go somewhere for a couple of nights and have a good laugh. A little bit different this one, we're doing 6 nights. We got here Tuesday morning. It was semi-busy for Farlows, it was quite dead really, to be totally honest with you. Didn't see an awful lot. Peg 1 and 2 had done fish and there was a couple showing outside of 3. I managed to get in 3, Phil got in 4 and Squeaky ended up in 7 at this point. After a couple of hours, Phil weren't really happy in 4, so he's moved into 1. That man left. I put a bucket in 2 because matey was leaving, and that's, to be honest, where I wanted to be, where the fish was showing the most. Obviously Squeaky then moved up into 4 behind Phil. Sam turned up and he doubled up with me in 3 because it's a double peg, so I shifted out the right hand side, he was out the left, and straight away it was pretty apparent there was fish behind the willow island to the left of 3. And yeah, first night was uneventful. We had some mad winds, heavy rain, and pretty much 2 days it's rained and we've been battered by the wind. But yesterday Sam pulled it out of the bag for us. He had 2 30s, nigh on one after the other. I think it was something like a 31 and a 30 pound. 2 mirrors, absolute belters. Both of them nailed on just singles, chucking a fish. Yeah, fair play to Sam. First trip out here, he's never been here before and he's off the mark straight away. Phil lost one Tuesday night and I think I got dumped in weed, but I wasn't really sure. To be honest with you, I chucked singles out because I knew I was moving, so yeah, managed to jump into peg 2 late last night, and again, it was too late to do anything, so I sort of chucked a couple of singles out. And Sam woke me up this morning and he's got another one in a bag, a mid-20, so yeah, he's having a good trip. Wind swung at the minute, it was battering us in our face, but it's sort of going over our shoulders now away from us, so with a bit of luck it changes it up for us. But yeah, I've just redone a couple of the rods, freshened them up, a couple of singles again. Wind's meant to drop off about midday today and go to nothing, so what I'm going to do is have a lead around, get some spots together and get a bit of bait out, because I haven't put any bait out since I've been here yet. But yeah, it's currently Thursday morning, we're here till Sunday. Yeah, let's see if we can pull it out of the bag. Had a good session up here last time we come, albeit a little bit later on in the year and a little bit warmer, but yeah, it's looking good. Pressure's low, weather's on a turn now, so yeah, I'm going to finish my tea, go and get a breakfast stick, and I'll catch up with you later on. Right guys, we're coming up to midday then. Been working all morning with the markers, the deeper, the leads, trying to find some spots where I'm happy to set some traps really. Anyone that's been to Farlows, you know it's like an egg box. There's craters and bars and dips and silt and weed and gravel and mussel beds and pretty much anything else you can imagine. I've had the deeper out first, scan the bottom, find out where all the low-lying weed is, what's clear. Then I go over the top with the lead, and then just at the end I'll just use the marker float just to finish it off. I've got a spot short at 11¼ wraps just past the island on the right hand side. Similar sort of range to what Sam's fishing on the other side of the island, so he's picking them off there, so with a bit of luck, put a bit of bait out there, they might draw around. As I was doing that, fish has shown long 3 times at around about 22 wraps. It's a spot I was pointed out to last night and I ignored it. I stuck a zig long, but nothing happened. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a bit of bait on that spot now. I'll stick 2 rods long, 1 short, and yeah, let the bait do the magic, sit on it, and hopefully these fish come in, get on a feed. It's really warming up, the sun's out now, the wind's died off. I think the temperature of the water is about 10-11 degrees now as well, so it's really getting to that time now where they're going to want a bit of bait. So yeah, I'll run through everything, the mix and the boilies and the rigs and everything later on, but for now, I'll get this bait out, get the rods out, sit back, hopefully we can get our first fish of the film. Right, we're getting on for 7 o'clock then. Been hard at it all day. I think shortly after I spoke to you earlier, got the 3 rods out, Sam got the drone out, we flew it about, and the majority of the lake stock was pretty much in the upper layers of the water, a couple of foot under the surface, lapping up the sun that we've had all day. And they was everywhere, it was black everywhere. We were just losing count of fish that we were seeing on a drone, on a camera. So I had all 3 rods back in, back on the zigs. I've been working them all day, different depths, different colours. I've had the adjustables out, and to no avail really. About 3 o'clock, Phil managed to nick one. He's fishing the snags on the island in front of him to my left in swim 1. It's a little bit shallower around that island, and they was all in that. And yeah, got a rod on top of them when we see them, and yeah, straight away that rod went, and he's nicked a 20-pound mirror. So yeah, well done Phil. He's got one for us as well. So it's my turn now. I'm determined to get one. I'm not going home on a blank. I've been blanking since November and it's got to stop. So back on the deck tonight. Again, got the rods, 2 of the rods on the baits that I put out earlier on them baited spots. One at 22 wraps, one at 11. And I've tucked one on to the island between me and Phil now. Obviously they're around that side. They'll get round that. I've already had a liner on it as well. So that's how we're doing it. Going into the second night in Peg 2, I'm quietly confident. There was a lot of fish out in front of me today, sorry. Yeah, I don't think they're going to go far, let's put it that way. So with a bit of luck, tonight will be the night. I'm going to go and tidy up my bivvy now because I've been throwing bits about in there all day long, just whipping them off, different zigs, different this, and yeah, it's a bit of a mess and I'm OCD, so I'm going to clear that up, get the kettle on, chill out. I've been at it all day, and I will catch up with you if I have a fish later on. If not, it's going to be a first thing in the morning thing. don't get me wrong, I've had to work for it, but it's just roared off. Literally taking a couple of shots to the front of the peg, a little bit of B-side, and yeah, live tape. £21 common, nailed on my little pop-up rig. I'll run through it with you later on, but it was a cultured pop-up citrus over quite a bit of bait. One show this morning, and yeah, shortly after this one followed. So I'm gonna get some snaps, get this one back, get some rigs tied up, get 2 rods over on that spot now because they're obviously there, and yeah, happy to be off the mark. I was sweating this morning, I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, buzzing with that. Take that any day. Right guys, real quick then, I said I'd run you through the rig, so just quickly, I've got a 15mm cultured pop-up. These are new from Nash, and basically it's the same as a cultured baits, but it's a pop-up version. So you've got a 15mm airball pop-up, nice cultured coating around the edge. This is a citrus version, and obviously that just leaks off over a couple of hours, and obviously leaves yourself a nice lot of attraction around the hook with your pop-up sitting in the middle. It's a pop-up rig I've been using a couple of months now, I really like it. I think they find it really hard to deal with because of the stiff boom, also comprising of a soft coated braid as well for my long boom section. So I've just got a size 5 chod twister, the new pinpoint hooks, razor sharp, £25 chod link. So all you do is you double it over, figure of 8 knot onto a ring swivel and set your depth, and then it goes onto the hook like a multi-rig. Just take a little micro ring swivel out of the hook bait kits, and that's how you just flush your bait onto that. You can use it with normal pop-ups. About 7 inches of £20 green combi link, figure of 8 loop onto the ring swivel, bit of putty, and I've shrunk my knot down, and that just gives me something to butt the putty up to, and it also just neatens the rig up. I've got a larger figure of 8 loop at the top, again shrunk the knot down, and I've just got a tail kicker on there. The reason I'm using a larger loop on the quick link end is once it exits the tail kicker, it's just twice as stiff. There's 2 lots of material coming out there down to the knot, so it's just that extra little bit of stiffness just to make sure everything kicks properly because I'm using a soft braid. But yeah, that's the rig that did the business. Like I said, I've been using it a while now, caught a few fish on it, and every one of them's been nail bottom lip. I think that chod link at the top there, real difficult to deal with. A little bit similar to a Ronnie, I suppose, but obviously you can just vary the length of your chod link, and if you want it up higher off the deck, there's a bit of silt out there, so I don't want it sitting too close to the deck. That's the one that did the business, so get yourself to a tackle shop, get the bits you need, tie it up, give it a go, and let me know how you get on with it. Right guys, coming into the last night then. Unfortunately the session's been cut short. Take from it what you want, but the owner of the lakes told me I've got to get out to swim. He wants it for tomorrow morning. So yeah, basically it's 24 hours short, but I'm going to leave tomorrow at 10 o'clock, go down my Cindy. That's resulted in me putting the rest of the mix that I had mixed up out on the spot. Basically there's some bits in there that I'm not allowed to use down my Cindy, so get rid of it, get it out there. 2 rods on it, 22 wraps long, the spot that did the fish this morning, so hopefully we can nick another bite or 2 through the night and in the morning. I've also put a zig long as well. So yeah, that's how I'm doing it into the second night. I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but Sam nicked 2 fish before I had my fish this morning. So I'll ping them up now just so you can have a quick look at them. Yeah, I'll catch up with bright and early before we leave. Hopefully we have a few fish. Squiggy's got his rods out now, he's moved in behind Sam, Sam's gone.
and Phil's just putting his last rod out now. So yeah, time to kick back, enjoy the last night with the boys. Yeah, I'll see you bright and early, and we'll have a little wrap up and then a journey down to the Cindy, and I think we'll finish it on there. Well, as you can see, I'm no longer at Farlows. We left the lake this morning, all three of us. None of us had anything through the night. I've come to one of my syndicates for this year, Bush Farm in Upminster. It's a fairly new water. The back's a couple of years old now, and obviously the water I'm going to be fishing tonight, or part of the water, is a new addition which is going on to the original lake, but at the minute it's currently its own lake. So I'm going to jump on here for a quick night. Yeah, as you can see, it's extremely new. Hopefully we can nick one or two. It'd be nice just to round the session off. So while I get the barrel gear round into the peg and get set up, you might as well check out the 48-hour session that I did on here. It's my first session on the water, over on the back. About a month ago now I did that. Didn't have anything, but give you an idea of the complex. And yeah, I'll get set up and I'll catch you in a bit. Good morning guys, welcome to session 6 of the review journal. It's 2018 and I'm kicking it off how I mean to go on. Plenty of videos coming your way, lots more fishing this year. Sort of got waylaid and sidetracked by the fishing last year, got me head right into it. Had a good year, but the videoing suffered for it. But yeah, session 6, 2018. I'm down on one of my new ticket waters for this year. It's called Bush Farm in Upminster. There's 2 lakes in the complex. They're run by Lee and Andy. They took them over a couple of years ago and they've turned them right around. The stocking programme, believe me when I tell you, is second to none. The fish they've put in are absolute minters. Big fish for their age as well. I believe there might be a couple spaces left on the tickets. Search them up on Facebook. I'm sure you'll be able to get in touch with one of the lads and they'll point you in the right direction. I got down here at about 3 o'clock yesterday after work. The mad Friday dash as you do. Walked round with Dan the bailiff and didn't really see an awful lot, to be honest with you. I weren't really expecting it as it's winter and it's still quite cold. Local knowledge, there was a couple of lads in this swim packing up after a day session and they mentioned that the 5 or 6 of the last fish have come out from here. Obviously take it with a pinch of salt, but if fish have been coming out from this area then it's obviously a good starting point if I haven't seen anything to go on myself. There we are, barring the gear around, setting up. Mad rush to beat the dark. I think the rods went out just on dark, to be totally honest with you. Before putting the rods out, I ran around the other side, cut the scoops of bait on each spot. Literally, I'm just fishing some crushed candy nut, 12mm scopex squid. There's a little bit of corn and emp in there as well, and that's it really. 15mm citrus wafters and 15mm culture pop-ups over the top, scopex squid as well. So that's how I'm doing it. Far margin business, tight to the snags. It's my type of fishing, and I'm really looking forward to the year ahead on here. It is what it is. It's cold. I woke up this morning to a frost. Cut the liners last night, but nothing really to shout about. About 2 o'clock in the morning, the bobbin slammed up and then dropped right off. So I went out and hit that, nothing. So there we are, squeezing the rod out again, middle of the night, but got it back out on the spot. And this morning it's been dancing again. I'm not really too sure what it is. I think it might be liners on the spot just off of it. I'll have to try and work it out today and see if we can get into a couple of fish. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, like I say. And if we can nick our first fish of 2018 on a new ticket, first time I'm coming down the place, then yeah, it's thumbs up from me. But stay tuned, hope you enjoy it, and I'll catch you a little bit later on with some rigs.
If you just believe.
Well, it's about midday now. I haven't had anything. The liners have stopped. The sun's up. It's beaming. To my left's quite shallow. Lee, the owner's just popped round. I've had a little chat with him, and there's a spot down here that used to feed the fish on, he said, and they've polished it clean. So I basically took my third rod, reeled it in. I've got a little 15mm citrus pop up on it, just a stiff hinge. I'm going to wazz it out on the spot now. Handful of 20mm around it. Rob a net from the peg behind me and stick it down in a swim. Leave it there for the day, and who knows? Fish might get down here. The sun's up. It's really warm down here, and it's a spot that does fish. So, ever the opportunist, I'll get to it, shall I? Well guys, that's the end of the first 24 hours then. Pretty uneventful, to be honest with you. I ain't done an awful lot, sort of scanned the water, checked out a couple spots and drunk loads and loads of tea. I think I was feeling a little bit too lucky really, turning up at a brand new Cindy, middle of February. I'm thinking I was going to nick a fish from the off, but ever the optimist, you know what I'm like. I think the bait was in the right place. I think the fish was there, but the liner sort of stopped late afternoon, about 3-4 o'clock. So I think they've obviously cleared the bait out. So I've gone round the back, I've put a couple more scoops on each spot, and then done another spot further up to the right as well, so I'm going to have 3 rods over there tonight instead of that one mid-water. It is what it is. It's a brand new lake. Need to learn it, crack the code, and yeah, I will get there. So all 3 rods are now reeled in. They're all clipped up, ready to go. I'm just waiting for that sun to dip behind the trees because it's a bit of a pain trying to chuck under some trees on a far margin into the sun. Just got to get some rigs ready, get the kettle on, and yeah, rods will go out for the evening. I'll sit on it. I've got till about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, so who knows, we might get lucky. If we do, you'll know about it. Welcome back guys, hope you enjoyed that little segment. It's just a bit of footage I had laying around from a previous trip down here, actually my first session down here as I said. I'm round here, got the gear out, I've had a little plumb up. I've also had the deeper out as well. I know when they dug this little pool, it's quite up and down, it's like an egg box, there's bars and holes and the depth varies. Pretty much you've got every depth you could want really. So I've grabbed a deeper just to make as least disturbance as I can really, cut the cast with that, and I've managed to find quite a few, I don't even see that yet, quite a few fish. Just off the island there's a couple of weed beds, and yeah, it's picking up quite a few fish as you can see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a little, well I've had a little plumb around with the lead, and I've got a spot really, I'm going to dump it right in the middle of the weed. It's only low line soft stuff. So I've done a little mix as well. I've got a bit of hemp, a bit of maize, and some Glug Scope X 12mm and 15mm. So I'm going to mix a little bit of that up now, get that ready to go out. Well, welcome to the last morning of RJ6. Unfortunately, it never happened for me last night. It looked really good. It started to show on me, the pressure started to drop, it started to rain, I was pinging the singles at them. And yeah, it just didn't happen, I'm afraid, despite all my efforts. I haven't seen anything on a baited spot either, so no liners, no telltale signs. Maybe spomming ain't the way forward. Maybe it's just because it's freshly dug and they're newly stocked fish and they're not used to it yet. In time, maybe it'll change, but yeah, I definitely think I'm going to have to rethink my approach on this one. So yeah, am I happy with 1 fish and 2 losses in 6 nights of fishing at 2 different lakes? No, of course I ain't, but unfortunately that's fishing and that's how it goes. I've had a great week with some great friends, we've caught some wicked fish, we've had a laugh, and that's what it's all about for me, so yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I hope you have too, and I'll catch you on the next one.